Austria. A land of timeless elegance, whispered legends, and landscapes that feel as though they were composed like a symphony. Beyond the graceful cities and grand palaces lies an Austria most travelers never truly see. Not just a country, but a living masterpiece, where alpine meadows meet snow-capped peaks, where crystal lakes mirror the sky, and where history lingers in every quiet village street. This is the unseen Austria, where beauty thrives in silence, hidden in the folds of mountain valleys, in forgotten monastery perched on hillsides, and in vineyards that glow golden under the autumn sun. Here the stars shimmer above alpine huts, and morning mists drift gently across emerald forests, wrapping the land in dreamlike stillness. Wander through small towns where traditions echo in festivals and the sound of church bells, or glide across lakes so clear they seem like liquid glass. Stand on the edges of towering cliffs where the Alps stretch endlessly before you, or find peace in hidden trails where the only sound is the crunch of snow beneath your feet. Step inside medieval castles that whisper stories of knights and emperors, or linger in quiet cafes where time slows, and every sip of coffee feels like an embrace. Even in the grandeur of Vienna's boulevards or Salzburg's music-filled streets, there is a gentler Austria. Soft in the hush of dawn over the Danube, kind in the laughter shared in mountain chalets, eternal in the silence of its alpine heights. Every hidden corner tells a story. Every still moment offers a reminder that wonder is not just seen, it is felt. The unseen Austria does not demand your attention. It invites you to pause, to listen, to breathe, and to experience the land not only with your eyes, but with your heart. So, traveler, here's a question for you. Which Austrian composer is known as the Waltz King, filling the world with music that still stirs the soul today? Leave your answer below. No map required. Austria is not just a destination, it's a living harmony, teaching us the beauty of stillness, the joy of discovery, and the peace that comes from truly seeing.
Großglockner, where the sky touches stone, roads carve into cloud, and Austria roars in silence. Rising like the very breath of the Alps, Großglockner is not just the highest mountain in Austria. It's a monument of sky and stone, where earth stands tall and whispers to the heavens. Here, in the heart of the Hohe Tauern National Park, nature speaks boldly. In snow-draped summits, glacial rivers, and silence deeper than any cathedral. At 3,798 meters, the Großglockner doesn't simply dominate the skyline, it commands the imagination. Its sharp, pyramidal peak pierces the sky like a blade, while below, the Pasteurs Glacier winds through rock like frozen time, whispering secrets of centuries past. Standing before it, you feel small, yet utterly connected. Winding toward this alpine titan is one of Europe's most legendary roads, the Grossglockner High Alpine Road. This ribbon of asphalt is no ordinary route. It's a pilgrimage of curves and views, where each turn reveals a new face of the mountains. Each breath brings crisp air laced with pine and ice. Drivers, cyclists, and dreamers all chase the horizon here, not for speed, but for awe. Along the way, marmots peek from burrows, ibex scale impossible cliffs, and waterfalls tumble freely as if gravity were just a suggestion. Observation points like Franz Josefshöhe grant panoramic views that humble the soul, where the glacier lies below like a silver river, and the Glockner looms above, silent, sovereign. But Grossglockner is not just about peaks and panoramas, it's about presence. In early morning, when clouds kiss the summits and the first light sets the rock aglow, it feels as if the mountain is waking, watching, waiting. Storms come and go like moods, and sometimes the mist wraps the peak until it becomes legend more than land. Hallstatt, where time cradles the lake, salt shapes the mountains, and every reflection holds a memory. Cradled between Dachstein's icy gaze and the still dark waters of Hallstätter Sea, the village of Hallstatt isn't just a postcard scene. It is a living breath of history, a place where past and present ripple together like sunlight on water. Here, Austria unveils one of its most delicate poems, whispered through alpine air, mirrored in silent reflections, and etched into every salt-kissed stone. The village clings to the mountainside like a secret. Timber homes with flower-laced balconies, slate roofs weathered by time, and narrow lanes that wander rather than rush. No car horn dares interrupt this stillness. The only sound is the lapping of lake against stone, the echo of church bells, and the quiet awe of those who arrive and immediately slow their breath. For over 7,000 years, salt has been the soul of Hallstatt, drawn from deep within the mountains, the very mineral that named this land and sustained it through millennia. The salt mine, one of the world's oldest, offers not just a journey into geology, but a descent into civilization's earliest footprints. Climb high to the skywalk, where the world unfolds in a painter's palette, lake, peaks, and rooftops melting into one another beneath the vast Austrian sky. Or drift gently across the lake by boat and watch the town reflect so perfectly you'd swear the water dreams of Hallstatt too. Seasons cast different spells here. In spring, waterfalls tumble and lilacs bloom. In summer, the lake turns to liquid sapphire, beckoning swimmers and rowers. Come autumn, golden trees blaze along the ridges, their colors deepening with dusk. And in winter, Hallstatt becomes a snow globe, still, enchanted, and touched by silence. From the iconic Lutheran church steeple to the bone house with its painted skulls, every corner carries centuries of reverence and ritual, beauty and brevity. Yet nothing ever feels heavy here, just deep, like the lake itself. Burg Hohenwerfen, where stone meets sky, legends echo through the mountains, and time marches to the beat of the past. Rising like a sentinel above the Salzach Valley, Burg Hohenwerfen is not merely a fortress, it is a memory carved in stone, standing bold against the backdrop of the Austrian Alps, where clouds drift like ancient whispers and eagles ride the thermals as if guarding forgotten secrets. In this place, history breathes with the wind. Built in the 11th century, the castle is more than architecture. It is a storyteller echoing with the clang of swords, the call of falcons, and the silence of snow. Its towers and battlements perch defiantly on a rocky crag, surrounded by the sheer peaks of the Berchtesgaden Alps, as if daring the centuries to challenge its watch. Inside these walls, time folds. Echoes of archdukes, prisoners, and medieval pageantry still linger in the air, from dim-lit dungeons to grand halls, once alive with feasts and flame. Yet it is not just the past that draws you in, but the drama of the present. Falconry shows that turn sky into theater, and panoramic views that steal your breath. Tyrol, where peaks touch the sky, valleys hold legends, and each season writes its own story. Tucked in the heart of the Austrian Alps, Tyrol is not merely a place on the map. It's a realm of vertical poetry, where mountains speak in silence and tradition flows like alpine rivers through time. Here, the land doesn't just rise, it soars, calling both adventurers and dreamers into its wide embrace. Snow-draped in winter, flower-dusted in summer, and golden in fall, Tyrol changes its face with the seasons, but never loses its soul. It is a land of contrasts and harmony, where jagged peaks guard soft meadows and wooden chalets nestle beneath towering cliffs as if grown from the earth itself. In the capital, Innsbruck, medieval streets wind beneath the snowy gaze of Nordkette, where pastel buildings wear baroque facades and the famous golden roof catches sunlight like a crown of the old Habsburg Empire. Here, culture and mountain air blend seamlessly. You can sip coffee in a Renaissance courtyard in the morning and ski down Olympic slopes by afternoon. Beyond the city, valleys stretch out like tales, waiting to be told. The Zillertal hums with folk music and the scent of fresh cheese. Ötztal glows with glaciers and emerald lakes. Wooden barns lean into the wind. Cowbells echo across alpine pastures, and painted chapels stand watch over centuries of life and loss. Tyrol lives its traditions, from lively village festivals and yodels echoing off stone walls, to artisans shaping wood and felt as their ancestors did. Every detail, from embroidered dirndls to steaming dumplings served beside roaring fireplaces, tells a story of a land rooted deeply and living proudly. In winter, Tyrol transforms. Slopes carve the horizon, snowflakes dance like confetti, and fires crackle in cozy inns where laughter and mulled wine warm the soul. In summer, trails bloom with wildflowers, and the call of distant cow horns leads you to mountain huts where bread is fresh and the view is eternal. Heiligenblut, where legends climb, faith rises, and the mountains hold eternity. Tucked in a high valley beneath the snow-kissed majesty of Grossglockner, Austria's tallest peak, Heiligenblut is more than just a village. It is a sacred breath of alpine soul, where faith, folklore, and the sublime merge into one breathtaking silence. Here, time stands reverently still, wrapped in glacier air and the quiet pulse of ancient devotion. The name, Holy Blood, echoes through its narrow lanes and steepled heart, telling of a relic carried here by a Danish prince, of miracles and martyrdom, and of a church that would rise skyward as both guardian and symbol. St. Vincent's Gothic Church, with its iconic pointed spire and frescoed interiors, stands as a sentinel of belief, framed perfectly by snow-draped mountains. It is not just a place of worship. It's a silhouette of spirit etched against the Alps. Above it all, the Grossglockner High Alpine Road winds like a ribbon through heaven, drawing travelers up past cascading waterfalls, meadows that hum with wildflowers, and glaciers that gleam like distant stars. Every turn reveals a new hush, a stillness, where nature speaks with cathedral clarity. Crimmel waterfalls, where thunder sings, mist dances, and nature breathes in cascading light. Tucked deep within the Hohe Tauern National Park, wrapped in layers of pine-scented air and mountain silence, Crimmel waterfalls are not just Austria's highest falls. They are a hymn of motion, a symphony of gravity and grace that echoes through alpine valleys like a living prayer. From a height of 380 meters, water spills down in 3 mighty tiers, crashing, tumbling, roaring, yet never harsh. There is power, yes, but also poetry. The air here shimmers with mist, each droplet catching the light like scattered diamonds, while mossy rocks and fir trees cradle the falls in a timeless hush. Follow the winding waterfall trail, where every bend gifts a new perspective, sometimes intimate and near, where droplets kiss your skin, sometimes distant and vast, where the entire cascade seems to dance between mountain and sky. Benches invite you to pause, to listen not only with ears, but with breath and bone. As you ascend, the panoramic views unfold, glacial valleys, wooden chalets, and the far-off shimmer of snowfields. Butterflies flit among wildflowers, and the thunder of water becomes a soothing rhythm, like the pulse of the earth itself. In spring, melting snow swells the falls into their wildest state, a flood of purity and power. In summer, the trail bustles gently with hikers and dreamers, their eyes wide and hearts quiet. Come autumn, the forest dons a canopy of fire. Even in winter, The nearby village of Krimmel nestles beneath snow, and the falls freeze in crystal stillness, majestic, haunting. And beyond the spectacle lies healing, quite literally. The aerosol mist of the falls is scientifically proven to benefit respiratory health, drawing visitors not only for awe, but for wellness. Inhale deeply and feel the purity of untamed water. As the sun dips low and golden light filters through rising mist, a rainbow may appear, suspended between stone and sky. It doesn't feel accidental. It feels like a blessing. Because Krimmel isn't just about sight. It's about feeling. The roar in your chest, the hush in your mind, the reminder that you too are a part of nature's great rhythm.
Of water down the mountainside. This is Krimmel Waterfalls. Not just a destination, a living experience, a place where nature doesn't rush, it reveals. Where silence isn't absence, it's the presence of peace, steady and sure, like the waterfall that has welcomed explorers, adventurers, and dreamers for generations. High in the Austrian Alps, where snow-capped peaks meet the endless sky, there lies a natural wonder that captivates with its power and majesty. Pasterze Glacier, the largest glacier in Austria, is a frozen marvel that stretches its icy arms down the mountainside, offering visitors a chance to experience the raw beauty of nature's forces at work. Surrounded by towering peaks and a pristine landscape, Pasterze Glacier invites you to witness the delicate balance between nature's fragility and its immensity. Pasterze Glacier is one such place. Pasterze Glacier doesn't demand your attention. It quietly commands it through its monumental presence. The sweeping views of the icy expanse, the towering cliffs surrounding it, and the pristine silence create an atmosphere of reverence and wonder. Whether you're exploring the glacier on foot, visiting the nearby Glockner House, or enjoying a scenic drive along the Grossglockner High Alpine Road, every moment here invites you to pause and reflect on the power and beauty of this frozen wonder. Above, the sky stretches wide, a clear expanse of blue that mirrors the crisp purity of the glacier below. The sunlight bathes the icy landscape in golden light, creating a stunning contrast with the deep blues and whites of the glacier. The beauty of Pasterze is in its scale and its quiet grandeur. Its immensity makes you feel small, but in the most peaceful and humbling way. In the surrounding area, Pasterze is embraced by the dramatic peaks of the Hohe Tauern mountain range, offering endless opportunities for exploration and adventure. Whether you're hiking through the rugged alpine landscapes, enjoying the views from Fuscher Turl, or visiting the nearby Kaiser Franz Josefs Höhe for even more breathtaking panoramas, Pasterze offers a base for discovering the majestic beauty of the Austrian Alps. At the very heart of Vienna, where imperial history and modern energy blend seamlessly, there stands a magnificent monument to the grandeur of the past, the Hofburg Palace. This vast palace complex, once the seat of the mighty Habsburg dynasty, still exudes the regal power and cultural richness of Austria's imperial legacy. From its elegant facades to the lush gardens that surround it, the Hofburg Palace is more than just a historical site. It's a living testament to Austria's imperial splendor. Hofburg Palace is one such place. The Hofburg Palace doesn't demand your attention. It subtly draws you in with its historical significance. The vast imperial apartments, the opulent Sisi Museum, and the magnificent Spanish riding school offer a glimpse into the lives of emperors and empresses, where every room and hall tells a story of dynasties, power, and culture. Whether you're standing in the Silver Chamber or exploring the Chamber of Mirrors, each moment spent in the Hofburg invites you to walk in the footsteps of royalty. Above, the sky stretches wide, casting soft light on the palace's grand exterior, while below, the streets hum with life and the gardens stand in quiet reflection. The beauty of the Hofburg lies not just in its monumental scale, but in how it harmoniously blends its regal past with the vibrant present, offering a seamless journey through time. Every corner, every intricate detail, and every sculpture invites you to marvel at the legacy of this imperial complex. The Hofburg Palace is more than just a royal residence. It is a living testament to the grandeur and elegance of European history, where the walls don't just stand. They whisper the stories of an empire. Where the halls don't just echo, they sing with centuries of history. And all you need to do is stop, listen, and let the spirit of the Hofburg fill your soul. Pause by the palace gates. Feel the cool breeze as it sweeps through the gardens. Listen to the distant hum of the city, and let the quiet majesty of the Hofburg Palace surround you. The Hofburg doesn't just exist, it endures. A monumental legacy, a cultural treasure, a presence that stays with you long after you've left. And then, dusk. The light softens, the crowds quiet, and the world slows as night falls, while the palace, the gardens, and the spirit of the Hofburg remain steadfast and eternal. And something stays, a deep connection to the land, the people, and the timeless beauty of the Hofburg, as constant and unchanging as the royal history that shaped it. This is the Hofburg Palace. Not just a destination, a living experience. A place where history doesn't rush, it reveals. Where silence isn't absence, it's the presence of peace. Steady and sure, like the palace that has welcomed generations of explorers, dreamers, and adventurers. Perched above the charming town of Melk, surrounded by green hills and overlooking the tranquil Danube River, lies a magnificent structure that has witnessed centuries of history unfold, the Melk Abbey. This Benedictine monastery, known for its stunning Baroque architecture and breathtaking views, is not only an architectural masterpiece, but also a symbol of the spiritual and cultural heart of Austria. It stands as a beacon of serenity, learning, and devotion, offering visitors a glimpse into the rich religious history and beauty of the region. Melk Abbey is one such place. Melk Abbey doesn't demand your attention. It commands it with its sheer elegance. The intricate details of the architecture, the magnificent library, and the peaceful courtyards invite you to pause and appreciate the skill and devotion that went into the creation of this extraordinary space. Whether you're exploring the Imperial staircase, taking in the stunning views from the Abbey gardens, or simply sitting in the tranquil surroundings, every moment spent here allows you to connect with the past while soaking in the quiet grandeur of the present. Above, the sky stretches wide, casting soft light over the Abbey's grand dome, while below, The Danube River winds gently through the landscape. The beauty of Melk Abbey is in its balance between nature and architecture, between the sweeping landscapes and the intricate details of the building. Every corner, every fresco, every golden statue tells a story of faith, culture, and devotion. This is Melk Abbey, not just a destination, a living experience, a place where history doesn't rush, it reveals. Where silence isn't absence, it's the presence of peace, steady and sure, like the abbey that has welcomed pilgrims, travelers, and dreamers for centuries. Nestled by the serene shores of Lake Traunsee, with towering mountains providing a stunning backdrop, there lies a charming town that embodies the natural beauty and history of Austria, Traunkirchen. This quaint village, known for its lakeside views and traditional alpine architecture, is a place where time seems to slow down, inviting visitors to relax, reflect, and immerse themselves in the breathtaking landscapes that surround it. Traunkirchen is one such place. Traunkirchen doesn't demand your attention. It charms you with its simplicity. The charming St. Elizabeth Chapel perched above the lake, the gentle lapping of the water against the shore, and the lush greenery that surrounds the village create a tranquil atmosphere where you can relax, reflect, and enjoy the beauty of nature. Whether you're strolling through the village, exploring nearby trails, or sitting by the lake, each experience here is an invitation to breathe deeply and connect with the heart of Austria's natural beauty. Above, the sky stretches wide, offering an endless canvas for the sun to paint the village in warm light. While below, the calm lake reflects the majestic peaks surrounding it. The beauty of Traunkirchen lies in its peaceful coexistence with nature, where the stillness of the water, the towering mountains, and the peaceful village come together in perfect harmony. In the surrounding area, Traunkirchen is embraced by the towering Höllengebirge, offering countless opportunities for hiking, exploring, and connecting with the natural world. Whether you're taking a boat trip on Lake Traunsee, visiting nearby towns like Gmunden, or exploring the trails around Fuschlsee, the village is the perfect base for discovering the alpine beauty and rich culture of the Salzkammergut region. Traunkirchen is more than just a lakeside village. It is a living connection to nature's timeless beauty. Where the mountains don't just rise, they envelop the village in their majesty. Where the lake doesn't just reflect, it calms the spirit. And all you need to do is stop, breathe, and let the peace of Traunkirchen fill your soul.
Grüner See, where forests submerge, silence shimmers, and the earth holds its breath. Hidden in the emerald folds of Styria, Austria, Grüner See, or Green Lake, is not merely a destination. It is a seasonal miracle where mountains drink the snowmelt and gift the world with a fleeting vision of wonder. Here, for a few precious weeks each spring, meadows vanish beneath crystal water, and the forest becomes a dream suspended in glass. Surrounded by the rugged embrace of the Hochschwab Mountains, this alpine lake doesn't roar or rush. It appears silently, as if conjured by the thawing snow and the earth's quiet exhale. The water is impossibly clear, tinted green by limestone and larch trees, so transparent that benches, trails, and trees beneath the surface remain eerily visible, as if waiting for the world to remember them. At its peak, the lake reaches up to 12 meters deep, swallowing park paths, wildflowers, and stone footbridges in a shimmering underwater realm. Divers once glided through this enchanted space, past sunken benches and trees swaying beneath the surface like submerged ballet. Today, to protect its fragile clarity, only eyes and silence are allowed to wander here. Gosau Valley, where peaks reflect in still waters, time walks softly, and nature paints in quiet colors. Cradled deep within the heart of the Salzkammergut, beneath the watchful eye of the Dachstein Glacier, lies the serene Gosau Valley, not just a destination, but a whispered promise of alpine wonder, where every path feels like a hymn to silence, and every breath tastes of pine and purity. The valley stretches like a painter's canvas, wide, green, and softly rolling, framed by jagged limestone peaks that pierce the sky like ancient cathedral spires. At its crown rests the ethereal Gosau, a lake so still it holds the mountains in its mirror, refusing to let them fall. Morning here begins in hush. Dew on the grass, cowbells echoing like gentle chimes, and mist curling between pine trunks as if retreating from the rising light. The scent of earth and wood smoke fills the air, and the mountains shift from shadow to gold as the sun climbs. Lake Gosau is the valley's jewel, impossibly clear, cold, and quiet, its glacial waters cupped by forests and cliffs. A trail circles its edge, where every turn reveals another view worthy of a postcard. The Dachstein Massif, ghost-like in the distance, wildflowers nodding in alpine breeze, and clouds stitched like lace across the sky. Wander farther, and the land opens into Gosau Hintertal, where wooden chalets sit beneath fields of daisies, and locals wave without hurry. Time here moves with the rhythm of boots on trails, of bread rising in ovens, of snow melting slowly in spring. You don't just visit the valley, you settle into it, like a hand into a familiar glove.
Nestled on the edge of a serene alpine lake, surrounded by towering mountains and rolling hills, lies a charming town that seems to have stepped straight out of a fairy tale. Gmunden, located in the heart of Austria, offers an idyllic escape where nature and history coexist in perfect harmony. With its picturesque lakefront, majestic castles, and centuries-old architecture, Gmunden is more than just a destination. It is a living testament to the timeless beauty of the Austrian countryside. Gmunden is one such place. Gmunden doesn't demand your attention. It captivates you with its understated elegance. The serene beauty of the lake, the ancient architecture of the town, and the majestic peaks that surround it create an atmosphere where every moment feels like a quiet invitation to pause and reflect. Whether you're exploring the Seyschloss Ort, visiting the Gmundner Ceramic Museum, or simply taking in the view from a lakeside bench, Every experience in Gmunden offers a chance to appreciate its natural and cultural heritage. Above, the sky stretches wide and clear, casting golden light over the pristine lake and the charming streets of Gmunden. Below, the town pulses with a quiet vibrancy, where every corner reveals the charm of its historic past and the beauty of its surroundings. The beauty of Gmunden lies not only in its scenic vistas, but in how the natural landscape and the historic buildings work together to create a harmonious atmosphere that invites contemplation and appreciation. Gmunden is more than just a town. It is a living reflection of Austria's rich history and natural beauty. Where the mountains don't just rise, they embrace the town. Where the lakes don't just shimmer, they reflect the soul of the landscape. And all you need to do is stop, breathe, and let the spirit of Gmunden fill your soul. Pause by the lake. Feel the fresh mountain air. Listen to the sound of water lapping against the shore, and let the peaceful atmosphere of Gmunden surround you. Gmunden doesn't just exist, it endures. A place of quiet elegance, a cultural gem, a presence that stays with you long after you've left. And then, dusk. The light softens, the streets quiet, and the world slows as night falls, while the town, the lake, and the spirit of Gmunden remain, steadfast and eternal. And something stays, a deep connection to the land, the people, and the timeless beauty of Gmunden, as constant and unchanging as the mountains that surround it. This is Gmunden, not just a destination, a living experience, a place where nature doesn't rush, it reveals. Where silence isn't absence, it's the presence of peace, steady and sure, like the town that has welcomed explorers, dreamers, and adventurers for generations.
Gollinger Waterfall, where the forest breathes, the waters roar, and time melts into moss-covered silence. Hidden in the heart of the Salzburg countryside, just beyond the storybook village of Golling an der Salzach, lies a secret carved by time and water. Gollinger Waterfall, a two-tiered cascade, plunging nearly 80 meters into an emerald ravine. This is not just a waterfall. It's a symphony of motion, mist, and moss, a place where the forest exhales and nature kneels in quiet awe. A gentle forest path leads you beneath tall firs and over creaking wooden bridges. The air grows cooler, the scent of pine and earth more vivid, and the sound, that rising, rushing rhythm, draws you deeper like a heartbeat. And then, there it is, the Wasserfall, bursting forth from the dark rock like a silver ribbon unraveling through time. The upper fall spills from the mysterious Schwarzbachfall cave, a gaping mouth in the limestone cliff, where underground streams have whispered for centuries. Below, the water tumbles, crashes, and dances down moss-covered rocks, sending up fine mist that clings to ferns and glistens on ancient stones. It's wild and graceful, raw nature wearing a poet's soul. Climb the stone steps winding beside the fall, and every turn gifts a new perspective. Spray-kissed viewpoints, echoing hollows, and sudden shafts of sunlight piercing the canopy. It's a place where silence isn't absence, it's presence, broken only by bird song and the ceaseless music of water on stone. Come spring, the forest pulses with green, and the water flows full and thunderous. In autumn, golden leaves drift in the mist, catching light like fireflies. In winter, the fall becomes a frozen cathedral, pillars of ice suspended in worship. Below the falls, the galling forest unfolds in hushed wonder. Walking trails weave past still ponds and fallen trunks, and if you pause, truly pause, you might hear deer in the distance or spot mushrooms blooming like forgotten fairy houses.